YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Today is Saturday, April the 9th, 2022, and I hope you all are safe and healthy. So if you are like me, then you think the Hunters are probably the coolest thing to happen to the Division franchise, and I wanted a way to kind of play like the Hunters. And if you'll remember, in Division 1, when in Survival in Division 1, when the Hunters were introduced, this is how they kind of killed their enemy. Isn't that just the coolest thing ever? Man, I wish we could play like that. So I made a melee build that has 1000% melee damage and a lot of armor regen and hazard protection. And it's just kind of like the Hunters. They're hard to kill, and they have that axe. I will say, though, in Heartlands, there is going to be melee weapons, so maybe we'll be able to do that in Heartlands. But for now, this is what we got, and y'all enjoy my melee build. YouTube, roll the clips.
Rogue explosive signal line detected. System malfunctioning. System reactivated. Agent down.
Halfway to the finish. Reinforcements are running low. The roads have run out of reinforcements. We can win this. Supply drop being claimed by friendly.
Agent down.
All right, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed the gameplay. I threw that scoreboard in there at the end, not as a that I did all that great. I was 4-2, but mostly for the damage. That's all melee damage, and I was at 500k damage. But anyways, for the build, we are running a firewall specialization. We are using the Lady Death SMG. We've got 2-piece Golan, 1 piece of Bellstone Armory, 1 piece Wyvern, the exotic knee pads, and 1 piece of Yaw. Now, as mentioned, we are using the exotic SMG, the Lady Death, and we are not using this for the damage output. We are actually using it for the specific talent on the vertical grip, which gives us 500% melee damage. So definitely have to use the Lady Death for this build to work. For our mask, we are using our first piece of Golan, which is 10% status effects, and we've got armor, hazard protection, armor regen, and then I threw on a bleed resistance mod. For our chest piece, we are using the Bellstone Armory chest piece, and this has 1% armor regen, and then it's got armor regen, and hazard protection. And then we've got a burn resistance mod, and the talent we chose is Unbreakable, which says when your armor is depleted, repair 95% of your armor. Cooldown is 60 seconds. For our holster, we are using a Wyvern holster, which gives us 10% skill damage. Now, this is actually the named holster, the Claws Out, which comes with the other 500% melee damage. So you definitely have to have this holster for this build to work. And we've got hazard protection rolled in there. Now, my holster is not the best. I need to find one that already has hazard protection or has armor regen so that I can roll armor instead of the skill tier there. But this is what I had for the moment. Now, for the knee pads, I went with the exotic knee pads, the Sawyer's knee pads, and the reason I went with these is for the 100% explosive resistance. However, I would definitely go for the Emperor's Knee Guard. The Emperor's Knee Guards are the named Murakami piece, and they come with a 1% armor regen already on them. That's the reason I would go with them. And then I didn't have one that had armor, and then I could roll hazard protection onto it. So still hunting that piece to make this build fully optimized. You definitely want to go with the Emperor's Guard with armor regen, and hazard protection. Okay, moving on to the gloves, we are running our second piece of Golan gear, which is going to give us 1% armor regen, and we've got armor regen, and hazard protection. And then lastly, for our backpack, we got our one piece of Yawl, which is going to give us 10% hazard protection, and we've got armor, hazard protection, and armor regen. And then I've got an ensnare resistance mod. Now, you guys can switch the mods as you see fit. Just make sure you're using some type of resistance mod. And we're going with the talent Adrenaline Rush, which says whenever you are within 10 meters of an enemy, gain 20% bonus armor for 5 seconds. And this stacks up to 3 times, and the cooldown is 5 seconds. Moving on to our first skill, we are using the Striker Shield, which is exclusive to the Firewall specialization, hence why we chose the Firewall. The reason we are using this is so that we can kind of sponge some damage and get up close to the enemy to hit them with the melee. But also, when you're up close and you have your shield out, you get 10% amplified damage. You get amplified damage to enemies that are 10 meters in front of your shield. So that's going to help with your melee damage as well. For our second skill, I went with the Jammer Pulse just to jam skills while I'm trying to get up close to the players, but also you could go with the Defender Drone or whatever you see fit in this spot. So taking a look at the stats, my build is nowhere near fully optimized, and I'm too lazy to optimize it. And honestly, this is just not a build that I'm using a whole lot. This is kind of a troll build, or just kind of a build just to have fun with, I guess. So I didn't waste materials to optimize it, but we are at 47.5 armor regen and 65% hazard protection. Now, when you're fully optimized and you have the pieces that I told you to swap out, you will be at 65k armor regen and closer to 80% hazard protection and 1.8 million armor with 1,000 melee damage. And so it will be a super strong build, guys. That's going to do it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, maybe in Heartlands we'll be able to do those cool melee animations that the hunters did in Survival on Division 1, but until now, this is what we're working with. So if you liked the video, leave me a like. If you didn't like it, leave a thumbs down. Leave me a comment on what you'd change, or if you're working with this build. And as always, subscribe for more content in the future, and we will see you guys in the next video.